Nice.
So we're here for the week.
Nice.
Yeah, good shit. All right, well.
The GPS told me it was a 10-hour drive. I did the drive in 10.5 hours.
Nice.
That's not bad.
That means only 30 minutes were taken for things other than driving. We had one bathroom stop, we had one gas stop, and that was it. I drove straight here.
Yeah, good timing for it too, because like gas prices are like finally calming down a little bit.
Yeah.
Yeah, I noticed it had dropped down closer to $3. It's like, okay, damn, all right.
Yeah.
What's
it's
that?
Still not good. It's still not good in certain states, but it's good enough.
Sure.
It's gotten a lot better here, at least.
Yeah. And theoretically, it should just get a little bit better because it traditionally calms down a little bit over winter.
Hopefully.
Yep. Yeah. Here's to hoping.
Man, Forrest, you made Chaz's day with you and your mom made Chaz's day with saying that you were going to finish that needlepoint for her.
Yeah, I brought the tub down with me because I knew Mom was better at crafty stuff than me, and I'm just starting that. So,
yeah, we're gonna definitely frame that when you're done.
Yeah, I'll bring it. I mean, I don't know if we'll finish it before we come back, but if we do, I'll bring it. If not, she'll be up for Thanksgiving. So she'll be up for Thanksgiving, so she can probably bring it then. But yeah.
Yeah. No, that made Chaz so happy.
I am glad. I wanted something of her mother's to continue on because I knew she would enjoy it, but I didn't know how to do it, and I knew Mom would. So. I mean, don't get me wrong. My mom is a giant pain in my ass, but she's a pretty good person.
I feel the same about my dad. I love my dad to death, but he is a mega pain in my ass.
I know.
Fucking
he's dude that poops on
Bob
somebody's toilet.
Jeselnik. A villain's name I will never forget nor forgive for the remainder of my life.
I love my dad so much, but yeah, no, he's a major pain in my ass.
He took that from me, William. You told him how I feel about him, right?
I don't know if I've actually told him.
Tell him it is a grudge I have held for 13 years! Actually, it's 15 years at this point, isn't it? Holy shit.
It's been a while.
Yeah. 15 years. Go ahead.
Your dad, William, is one of the few people that can honestly say they have an arch nemesis unironically. It's an honor.
It's
true. Privilege. I can't believe you withheld this privilege from your father. It's so disrespectful.
Let him know. Yeah. Tell him, William.
No. If you're gonna do it right, there should be a handwritten note with a quill, and the letter has to be wax sealed and stamped. Everything
with your crest.
With your crest, and one of us has to dress up in like all black and deliver it to it like super solemnly.
Jesus Christ. to my most vile nemesis.
Oh, my dad would get a kick out of it. That would make him laugh so much.
Anyways, now I've got ruthless aggression within me. Let's start the game. Holy shit. So funny.
So I got most of the stuff working. If you guys have any questions on Foundry stuff, just let me know. Everyone's character sheet should be to the new format. That's more of a D&D Beyond format.
Yeah. I'm sure it'll take me a little bit to get used to it.
Just
yeah.
Shit it. So.
And I got all the macros working, so if you have anything you want, like a spell or an attack that you're like, I use that a lot, you can just drag the macro to the little macro bar at the bottom, and that will work at a click. But we'll go over all that when we come to it.
Macro bar at the bottom.
Yeah,
the little one through 0.
Oh, I put a pop out window, and I don't see it. Maybe it's a pop in.
It's on the main. It's on the main screen.
Not on your. It's not on the character sheet. It's on the.
Oh, okay. Yeah, like I was operating on the character sheet. Where is it?
Yeah, you can at the bottom, 1 through 0.
Oh, I see. Cool.
Like any attacks,
Like a
your
video game.
dagger or something, you can just drag like your dagger or your bow or any spell. Like for Mike, any of your spells, you can just drag them to that bar, and then they'll work at a click instead of having to go in your character sheet.
Yeah, and how do I use my sneak attack? You said you did a macro for it or something?
You should see on your macro 1 at 0, there should be a sneak attack.
Yeah, do it.
That's just when you have it targeted, you could just hit it.
Okay,
you could just click it.
So it's just, it just rolls extra die for it. Got it.
Yeah, it just rolls extra dice and auto deducts the HP and stuff.
Cool.
And that should, I think I wrote the macro right, that should auto update as you level.
Right.
We'll test it when you get a new sneak attack dice, but I think I wrote the macro right.
Sure, we'll find out.
But anyways,
legitimately looked at NPC vaults,
What's that?
Stat line and then my stat line, and I was like, "Holy crap! You're so much bigger than them."
Wait, what's going on?
you kind of broke up there.
No. Hold on. How about now? Is it better?
So far.
Yeah.
I mean, as much as it can be on the phone, but yeah.
Yeah. So for marbles, I looked at the NPC kobold and then calculated the difference between his stats and an NPC kobold, which is how I originally got to his gigantic height.
Which was very funny, by the way.
Love that.
I love it. You always get mistaken for it. Yeah, you constantly get mistaken for a shorter lizard folk.
You're a really short dragonborn. Ow!
Well, you're a really big prick.
But anyways, does anyone need a refresher on what happened for you guys' little solo session? They were all kind of the same.
I mean, might as well.
Yeah, I
So-
got fucked up if I remember correctly.
You all started out with your own different little starting missions of what...
By the way, William, you had made a couple rolls earlier that were public that I posted that were public, like an hour ago.
Oh yeah, that was just me testing stuff.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I was just testing stuff. They're
Yeah, I just wasn't sure if it was important or not. So.
Nah.
All right, but yeah, I apologize for interrupting. Go ahead.
Yeah. So you guys all had your own little starting mission of own personal little missions of what you guys started with. You all ended up going to Tourmaline. You all ended up there. On your way back, you all remember getting caught in a blizzard that came out of seemingly nowhere. Just no warning of it. It was just smack, you're in a blizzard. Each of you having different difficulties of what would happen. It's going to take me a second to get used to your character names, but Locke and Marbles, you guys had a crash with your sled. Oliver, you kind of just got stuck and had to start walking because the winds became too heavy. Ro, you had your own. If you want to explain it, you can later. But you all ended up finding a group with shelter that turned out just to be a woman who you guys know, who you guys will now know as Danica, who popped up a small little hut, magical hut for you guys to sleep in over the night. And that is where you guys currently find yourself, sleeping out over the evening of the blizzard. Fog is really heavy. I didn't mean it for it to be that heavy, but oh well.
I'm good with it.
Silent Hill. I'm down for it, though.
So, the next morning comes. You all are each awoken at a different point, with just a little bit of sunlight shining through the very top of this magical dome.
How did you ping that, Mike?
Oh, I was clicking on my character.
It It should be left click. Just hold down left click.
Oh, okay.
You see just a little bit of sunlight peeking through the very top of this dome, and as you all come to consciousness and awake, fully rested, fully healed, you all notice that this entire dome has been buried in snow, keeping you guys just kind of encased in this now magical dome.
I would say my character's been up for a little bit, and there's a pot. He's like stirring the pot, like there's a fire, there's a pot going.
Danica wakes up with you, and just kind of wakes up and looks around the group and starts looking through some notes and looking through some books and stuff and gathering her possessions.
And the aroma from the pot is rather delicious smelling.
Yeah. I think, have our characters introduced themselves to one another yet, or are we...
I don't think so.
No, because when Locke showed up, he was fucked up. He had been pretty good.
Yeah, so we all just kind of stumbled in and just fell asleep then.
Yeah.
Yeah, alright.
So this is the point that you guys can now describe your characters as you awake. So, Ro, what do you look like?
So he is standing there stirring the pot. Older. He's wearing all purple. He has a hat, beard, all like white hair. He has a staff. He's about 5'9", and yeah, that's about it.
Okay.
Okay.
And then whoever wants to decide they wake up next, describe who you are.
Yeah, Oliver would wake up. So as he wakes up, like he is incredibly fluffy as he wakes up because he's all puffed out from the cold. But he is the closest sort of breed of bird would probably be like a snow owl, like big huge like white feathers all around and just like big brown eyes. He is dressed up in the same robes that you see on the character, brown, so that way he can like kind of stand out, so he can like choose to be more visible than he would otherwise in this blizzard. And he's got various doohickeys and doodads on his belt. Dagger, long thin blade. He's got a bow, and he also has he also has a book, like kind of hanging off from his side, and he has a very prominently displayed badge on the front of his coat that says detective. Yeah, it is almost comically, it's comically large. He's 4 foot tall, but it's like comically large on him, and it looks as if he has it there displayed so that people can see it. Like, it's not casual at all. It's very blatant. It's very obvious, like detective, like just written in big bold letters. Yeah, he just kind of slowly, like, kind of coos as he begins to open his eyes and look around.
Who's next?
Next is Marbles. Like sleeping in the middle of like all 4 of the sled dogs. Like there's just like this like gray tail sticking out, and as Marbles works his way out from the pile of sleeping dogs.
And you were very warm all night.
Yeah. He was comfy. He is gray scaled, 1 green eye, 1 blue eye, 4'8", bat-like large ears and two straight back pointed horns on top of his head. He's got a lovely little scarf wrapped around his neck. Instead of a backpack, he has a cast iron large stew pot with a rope harness attached to it that he carries his possessions in. And that is Marvel's.
Show characters. There is Ro.
Love that.
Here's Oliver.
Oh my god, so cute.
And there is Marvel's.
I love it so far.
Yeah, Marbles, you wake up to one of the dogs you're closest to just kind of licking your face and just very excited to see you.
Not now, Rudolph. Not now.
Locke
And
would
then
Locke, Locke would definitely be the last one to rise. Um he appears half elf. Pale skin, gold eyes, a longer raven black hair, which is an absolute fucking mess right now. He is currently in a close fitted um studded leather jerkin, and backpack next to him, um and slung over the backpack is what looks like a hat, like a leather apron that has a bunch of different pouches and what appears to be holders with files in them. And he just kind of sits up and rubs his eyes and then yawns. Everybody make a perception check as he yawns. He is not a morning person, and he has forgotten where he is.
Perception checks, if you choose your character, if you select your character, you'll have like a little bar up at the top that shows like inventory, spells, features, skills. You can use that if you want. Or you can go in your character sheet.
If I click on it, it says advantage, normal, disadvantage.
Yeah,
Would be
it'd be normal.
okay.
It's not hard, just beat a 10. Yeah. He yawns and you see a pair of fangs in his mouth. And then he shivers and then sluggishly moves over to his backpack, rummaging around looking for something.
Which Marbles, you already know this.
Interesting.
Ro does take note.
I think upon seeing everyone kind of wake up, Oliver ruffles his feather and he mutters to himself. He's like, "Okay, all right, be the big one in the room, confident." And he immediately puffs out his feather and steps forward. Says, "All right, my name's Big Pants, Johnny Big Pants. I'm a detective. The detective. What's the name of the villages, William?"
The one that you
Well, I mean, like
just
the
came from-
overall of them, I should say.
Oh, the 10 towns.
10 Downs. Just, the detective of the 10 Downs. Surely you've heard of me.
We?
And Ro's
We-
like looking around and he's like shaking his head. He's like,
Yeah. What did you say, Conrad? Did you say we? Like French we?
No, I was asking, Will, have we?
Oh, okay. Because the first part cut out. Because
Yeah.
I would have been like, we what?
Make me a history check. I'll be pretty high.
Proficient in history. I've been around too much. Yeah. Yeah.
You've never heard of me. Yeah, like your very first reaction was like, have we? It was like, no, that's pretty spot on. It's like, no, not at all.
Yeah, no, and he'll just and he'll it's just kind of look at you, just be like, have we? I do not know your name.
Starstruck. I understand. I have that effect on people. Anyways, what are you all doing out here in the wild?
But it's not my first choice, but we got snowed in, like you.
Means that you must also be exceptionally capable. Be on par with. And he like turns his head dramatically. Big pants.
I just kind of looked at Marbles. It's just like, nah, I had some really good help.
Yeah, you you looked in really rough shape when I got in last night. What happened?
Ice spirits, and he shivers and goes back to searching through his backpack.
Really? How many of them were there? Because I happened across a couple myself.
God, how many
Marbles
was it?
goes, there was 1, 2, 3, 4, 12. There was 12.
12? 12? Well, capable fighters you are to survive out here. What did you say your names were?
Look Lamora.
Whips out his book. How do you spell your last name, Conrad?
Lamora.
Lamora. Got it.
Yep, Lamora.
Yeah, got it. Loch Lamora. Oh, golden eyes. Sharp teeth. Possibly canine? Question. And he's saying all of this out loud. Question mark?
You hear a chuckle from Locke as he finds what he's looking for, which is small vial, and he attempts to uncork it and drink it, but it's frozen solid, and he curses and just shoves it back into his backpack.
And you, the lizard folk. What was your name?
Kobold. Marbles. The kobold.
Kobold. Kobold.
I just nod.
Ro, like his eyebrows like raised. He's like,
Yeah, you say kobold, and Danica looks up from the book she's reading and be like, huh.
Yeah, like there's this moment where like his feathers like ruffle and he looks up at you. like he's shook that a kobold is not taller than him. Like opens up it. Marbles. Kobold has other canines with him. Possible siblings of Locke. Also canines. Turns around and is like, and you, the older gentleman.
"Oh, I'm no one. I was just helping my granddaughter
How do you
here.
spell
I was helping my granddaughter here. You don't know me. My name's Tim. Old Tim."
that? Right. Tim. Old Tim. Grandfather.
Make it the three of you, not Ro, make a perception check.
Can I make it insight?
Yeah, you can totally make it insight.
This dude's full of shit.
Grandfather. Starts writing it down.
You can make a deception check if you want, Ro.
Yeah,
I don't think it's gonna go well. Hold on.
do it. I rolled a 9.
Yeah.
Yeah. No,
You
and
tie,
then
hey,
like,
you tie, like, question mark.
and then
Suspicious.
Marbles, you see Danica just kind of frustratingly shaking her head as he says, "Granddaughter." She's just and just shakes her head. Doesn't say anything.
How can you
Possible
trust?
senile?
He's like whispering. He's like, "How can you trust this lot?"
The fact of the matter is, she can't.
He looks at you.
Fine, fine. My name is Roe. Just Roe. I own a shop. I'm a shopkeeper.
You're right. We cannot trust them, but in a situation as we were last night, it is code of the 10 Towns to call anyone who is in danger when there is a blizzard and we have capability of shelter.
To which we are extremely grateful.
And yeah, Danica looks up from a book and she's like, "Of course." Danica is a younger blonde-haired woman wearing
Ooh,
kind of
that's-
purplish
That's a problem.
red robes. You see around her neck she is wearing a holy symbol of Lathander. And backpack, and she has backpack on, and then like series of books that she pulls out and scrolls. Yeah, she is very pretty. Of course. No thank you needed.
Well,
Though I think
you have our
we
thanks nonetheless.
Does anyone want some stew?
Yes. Yeah. Yes. Yes.
Yeah,
And
Danica says, "Of course."
he starts pouring bowls, and he he divvies it out. It's very good.
Is it very good, Mike?
Mm-hmm.
Marbles will walk up and take his helmet off, and then like turn it upside down and hold it out like a bowl.
he loads it up.
The 4 dogs are sitting there, just tails wagging, looking at you. Just
And he definitely loads them up with stew.
Well, Marbles like turns around and just pours the helmet in a line in front of all 4 of them, and they just like
Go crazy.
yeah.
It's
And then
good.
he goes over to his soup pot, opens it up, and pulls out like a salted like herring like stick, and just starts gnawing on it slowly.
And at that point you hear like squeaking, and Ro is like, "Shut up, you."
Where's the squeaking from?
It's under his hat.
Yeah. Oliver and like cocks his head, like does that bird thing where it just like goes completely off to the side. What you got under there, Tim the Row, old man?
This is Bucket, and he like tilts his hat, and you see like a little white mouse that pops out.
Like head goes down because he is a snow owl. It's like Bucket. He looks friendly.
Well, that's a she.
She. Sorry.
Yes, I told them. Yes, I know.
Told them. What?
Oh,
What did you say? Like he hops forward. And he immediately is like curious about your conversation.
She was telling me to correct you that she was a girl.
You can understand her.
Of course.
So
I've seen such things at the university. They are familiar, no?
Yeah.
Yes, university, where we all go to get smart. Yes.
Get warm. We have a long.
Raises,
Oh, go ahead.
Marbles raises his hand.
What
He
is
just-
it, Marbles?
Ro's just looking. He's like, you.
What's the university?
Center
What's the
of
universe?
They are. They appear in bigger cities. They are repositories of knowledge and places of learning.
You immediately see Oliver like kind of like try to quietly start write down what you just said, what universities were.
Marvel just kind of cocks his head, licks his eye like a gecko. Don't your parents teach you?
Oliver nods.
Like the idea of like formal education is just beyond him. He's never heard anything like
Locke flat out ghosts that question.
that.
Opens up his book. Parental strife.
And
brooding backstory.
at this point, you see like Ro like reach into the pot, and he pulls out like his underwear and his socks, and he's like wringing them out and like hanging them up on a line.
Oh, that's a good move.
The same pot that you made the stew in?
Oh yeah, that was his laundry.
Oliver just kind of slowly moves the bowl of soup off to the side and kind of dumps it in a line, as he saw Marbles do. This was delicious. Thank you so much.
And you hear Ro like he starts laughing. He's like,
Danica, who was eating it, just kind of
Completely
pushes it
oblivious.
aside.
What did you say, Marbles?
Completely oblivious. Like it doesn't even register.
What did Danica do?
Oh, she just kind of moved it off to the side as she saw that. And she'll stand up and, this... What she is barking about. This, bubble is not going to last much longer. I suppose we should start digging ourselves out of this.
And I'll just stick my hand out and I'll just start using my firebolt cantrip to start clearing from the dome above us.
Yeah, and with that, it doesn't take too long. You guys get yourself dug out of this now magical dome that has been built in this snow. As you guys are digging, all of you make me constitution checks.
Checks or saving throws?
Actually, no, because you would all just feel this. Ro, you feel it first on the back of your left shoulder, like kind of your shoulder blade. And then in order, you guys kind of all feel this same thing in different parts of your body. Oliver, you feel it kind of just like in the small of it, like in the back between the shoulder blades. Locke, you feel it kind of on your lower calf or your right lower calf. And Marbles, you feel it on like the front right side of your chest. You feel oddly cold in that area. Like an unnatural type of cold. Just a quick, it's very quick, but you all notice it. Just a sharp pain of cold, like you dunked your head in a bucket of ice water.
I'll pull my pant leg up and attempt to do a medicine check, thinking, "Oh shit, am I? Did I catch some frostbite somehow?"
And you see Danica, making like kind of looking at like her right forearm. Locke, as you pull it up, as you pull it up just quickly as you're digging yourself out and breaking this wall of this warm, this kind of nice dome, you see just a quick flash of a runic symbol. I don't have an image of the runic symbol. I meant to add one, but it's just a quick runic symbol that just kind of goes in the cold and then starts to fade away as like that cold surge fades away.
That is concerning.
You felt that too.
Oui.
We what?
Yes.
Yes, we felt that. What about the rest of us?
I felt
Danica,
Oh, go ahead.
Go ahead.
I felt nothing. And then you hear squeaks under the hat, and you're like, shh.
What about Bucket? Did she feel something?
No, she doesn't know what she feels. She's a dumb animal. No offense.
Some probably taken.
Purples immediately turns around to the dogs. Don't take that personal.
Yeah, they're like, I am sure that whatever look the dogs have, Oliver also has. Like, hey.
Danica, kind of looking at her, rolling up her robes of the sleeve of her robe, looks at and she says, "Yeah, I felt something too. The cold, sharp pain."
It's the cold. That's all. Nothing more.
That was unnatural. And you see, as she kind of climbs out of this hole, she'll like go and grab a handful of snow and rub it on her arm. And those of you looking at her can see that this runic symbol does kind of light up and then eventually starts to dissipate. And Locke, you see it's the same symbol that it's on your leg.
Something has marked us. Since it has happened to all of us, I am not inclined to believe that it was one of you.
I don't know. Rotim said it didn't happen to him. So
Nope.
maybe, he takes several hops in your direction and stretches his neck out real wide. He's like, you know anything about this old man?
And he's looking around. Nothing. I've done my part. It's time for me to go home.
You're starting to sweat, old man.
No.
There,
The pot is hot.
on your forehead. Sweating is a symbol of lying.
I'm not lying.
Exactly what I would expect
You
from
can make a
somebody
deception check if
sweating.
you want.
I mean,
Why
I
a
can.
lot would say.
You smell like lies.
Soup.
I'm not lying.
No, he smells like soup.
Yes.
I would hesitate to call that soup.
Soap,
Thank God
soup,
you didn't
it's the
take any.
same.
Laundry soup.
No, this is soap. And he reaches into his bucket, or the pot backpack, and pulls out like an industrial bar, like a 1 pound bar of soap.
And Ro looks at Danica and he's like, I've done my part. Take them with you on your quest. I need to go back.
We're all going back to Targ. Well, I'm going back to Targos. The rest of you said you felt that. I need to do some research. I have a feeling I might know what this is, but I want to confirm before I say anything.
Would there be any harm in letting us know your suspicions, since we're all in this together? His head swivels 180 degrees to look at Ro. All of us. Squints.
I'm an old man. I have a shop to run. And then you hear squeaks under his hat again. He's like, "Shush! I've
Well,
said my part."
Well, if I am correct in my thinking, and I like to think I am very smart, not to toot my own horn, I think it might be a symbol of oral. I think I've seen that symbol before.
Oro?
Yes, which you all know the name Oral. Oral's the one who was cursed all of Icewind Dale with the constant snowstorms
Yeah,
and
Oral.
just the plague. Oral.
And you,
Sorry, I heard ORO. I was like, Oro? Exactly.
and Ro looked.
Oral Oral Redenbacher, cousin of horrible Redenbacher.
I don't know what this could mean.
Ro like shakes his head and like looks down and he looks at Danica and he says, "Are you sure you want to do this? It's just going to get you killed."
I'd prefer nobody die over this, but this is you're starting to concern me.
I wouldn't be concerned about it yet. I wouldn't be concerned about it yet. I don't know enough.
Your grandfather says otherwise.
Yeah, like as soon as you said get killed though, Marbles like immediately like drops to all fours and like pulls out a sword and just starts like looking around. And like all of like the four sled dogs start like growling.
Yeah. And Oliver like pulls out his dagger. He's hopping around.
And Ro continues. He's like, "I can tell you're very brave, but consider the consequences. You have nothing to prove."
Who are you talking to? Are you talking to us or her?
Danica.
Okay, just making sure.
I don't want to say too much yet until I have some time to read over some things. But if you would all escort me back to Targos, I can do some research there. Back in my room, I have some more books and stuff that I can go over. Give us maybe a more definitive answer of maybe what this is.
Do you have shiny marbles?
At this point, you hear squeaking again, and then Ro looks up and he's like, "Stop it! You don't want to go. You don't know what you're talking about."
Bro, this could very much concern you.
We'll help for Marbles. Marbles helps for Marbles.
You're squeaking again, and then Ro's finally like, "Fine. I will only help you part way."
That's fine. Remember, you have to help me back to Targos anyways to get the rest of your payment.
Agreed.
That being settled, are we all heading back to Targos then? It shouldn't be more than an hour and a half from here if I'm thinking correctly.
Hour and a half
Locke's
sounds correct.
Then I'll move you back to the world map, because you guys are about, like, right here-ish.
What was Locke doing, Conrad?
Locke just kind of sighs and is just like, I guess there's no other thing to do for this. As much as I hate being away from my town, but I have to know.
Yes.
Last thing I need is another curse.
Yeah.
Yeah, and your shop's in Targos.
That's right, we were stationed in Targos, weren't we?
Yeah, you guys had...
Cursed.
Yeah, all of you except for Oliver is like, your main living is in Targos. But you all head out?
Yep.
Ro, as you're heading your way back to Targos, make me a perception check.
Nice.
Ooh, I am going to
He
Spice.
perceives the
message you some. I'm
world.
messaging you something.
Okay.
People everywhere. They're all librarians. They want to know where the hell their books are. Okay, pop them up. Bro.
They want his recipe for stew.
No.
What brand
Locke,
of what
Locke
brand
is
of
actually-
underwear do you use for your stew?
Yeah.
Hawk's actually a trained
First
cook
of all,
and did
clearly.
Oh,
didn't
really?
touch the stuff.
But it smelled good.
I call the stew loom. Fruit of the loom.
Yeah, it's got much fruit in it.
Did you taste the undernotes?
All right, I sent you a message.
Or William's making this like really intense story, and we're like making
No, it's
underwear
all good.
jokes.
It is all good.
He's just like laughing up. The tone don't come up from here.
Oh, dude, that's my Curse of Strahd campaign right now for sure. They are in fuckoville, dude.
But about an hour passes and you all make your way back to Targos.
This is Oliver's first time here.
I forgot what I named my fucking
Yeah, I meant to
apothecary.
add it. I meant to add it, and then I lost where you named it.
Oh, I'm so upset. I'll see if I can find it.
Mine is named Tim's Trinkets.
What, your shops?
Uh-huh.
Yeah.
Oh.
And I think it was this little tiny shop, like on the side, was where you said yours was. Like the littlest shop that's like out in the middle of nowhere.
Mine?
Yeah.
Yeah, mine is over here, like by the just like little spot right here. If you can see it.
Yeah, I think. Oh, is that the one? Oh, yeah. I
Yeah,
had
it's
it,
up
and I
on its
didn't.
own. Yeah, it's that one right here.
I marked it and then didn't label it. But yeah, you guys make your way back to Targos. It's a normal day in Targos. You see people out and about, bundled in furs, doing their business.
I remember it's the Sunstone Apothecary.
Do you remember what shop it was? I think it was
this
like,
one.
was it that one? Yep. Okay, I'll mark that.
William, I realized I found my notes from our little one-on-one session, and
Yeah.
you had mentioned something about Oral, owl dude on a winged creature or something.
Yes, you saw that. You would have all seen that pass overhead as you before you fell asleep that night.
Yeah, and you'd also mentioned something about Sir Dinval. Speaker hadn't been seen, fell ill. I think this is when I was like investigating.
Yeah, you found that, and I will get you what town name that was.
Yeah, yeah. Sir Dinval, speaker hasn't been seen, fell ill, sinister figures leaving castle at all hours.
Yeah, that was a rumor that you heard from another town.
Okay. Would that be this town?
That is not this town.
Yeah, I guess not. There's no castle here. Presumably. Okay. You are very quiet, Forrest. I can't hear you.
I don't know if it matters to anybody. Because I imagine because I don't have the mouse, but if you hold down Control and then use the arrow keys, it'll scroll them out.
Oh.
Which may or may not be helpful to you.
Yeah.
It is to me.
Yeah.
Yeah, let me get what town that is for you. I don't think it was that one.
If it's not super relevant right now, then that's chill too.
It's not super relevant. In this
Then, yeah,
town.
just get it to me like after then.
Yeah.
I don't want to hold them. I don't want to hold up it.
But you guys make your way back to
Targos.
Back to Targos, just fine. You see Danica head towards the Three Flags Sailing, which is the inn here, which she has her room there. The rest of you, other than Oliver, have shops here. You guys can do whatever you want while she is doing her research. She says, meet me at the tavern tonight. That should give me enough time to maybe do a bit of preliminary research about what this is. In the meantime, I don't think we should mention it to anyone here. Kind of keep it to ourselves.
Why is that?
Just in case, until I know what this is. If this is in fact the symbol of Oral, I don't want to send panic across the town.
Ro has already walked off. He's heading back to his shop.
Ro, just please meet us tonight.
Yes.
All right, as long as you come. And she pays you the rest of what she owes, which I think was, I don't remember how much she said she would owe you. You fucking rolled out of your mind on persuasion, so...
Yeah, I think it was, I think it ended up being like another 25 gold or something.
Yeah, she'll pay you the other 25 gold that she owed you. Because you rolled out of your mind on persuasion to make her pay you more.
Your grandfather demands payment for his services. Weird. Erratic.
She looks at you and just kind of... something like that.
Family troubles. I understand.
Just tonight. Beat me, please.
You got it.
I won't keep the rest of you from your business in town.
Actually, what is the rest of your businesses here?
You say that, and then it's at that point you notice that Marbles and the dogs are gone.
It turns around, I was like, what is your... What?
Marbles is with Trelia's Transport for Traveling. It is a dog sled rental service. I myself run an apothecary, the Sunstone Apothecary. I cannot
Interesting.
nail down my French today. I'm so sorry. I'm all over the place.
You had a long
You're
day at
good.
festival, dude. You're fine.
I mean, it's better than mine would be, for sure.
We.
Yeah.
Challenge accepted, Michael. Your next character is French.
All in favor? Aye. The ayes have it.
Have
The eyes
you
have
ever
it.
heard someone speak French with an American accent?
Merci.
It's the weirdest fucking thing ever.
Buongiorno.
I watched some person who speaks French fluently do it in an American accent, and it was the weirdest. It sounded so weird.
Sunstone Apothecary. Fascinating. Unfortunately, I'm not too familiar with Targos. Would you be adverse to a tag along?
I would not, but it is going to be a little bit of a busy time. I had business elsewhere, so I need to check the new shipments.
You need perhaps, and it like flaps out his wings, a sharp eye. I haven't mentioned it before, but and he like taps his very glaringly obvious badge. I'm a detective.
I could certainly use the help. In exchange, I will take the time to show you around town and get you acclimated.
Marvelous. Lead the way, Locke. I'm in your debt. Johnny Big Pants. And he just like folds his beak into his wings and he starts following you like Darkwing Duck style.
Yes, yes. And Locke is just chuckling as he heads towards the apothecary.
And yeah, as a reminder, the major areas of Targos is there's Triglio, which is like just the town's major general store. You can get pretty much whatever you need for winter survival there. And then there's the town hall where you would find the speaker and everything. Three Flag Sailing is the popular bar / tavern. And Luskin Arms is the big blacksmith of the town. Those are the key areas of this. There's other small shops and around the stuff around the area, primarily a fishing town. And yeah, if you guys go into the open book up at the upper right, the journal, and you open up towns folder, you can see Targos, and there's some info, a map,
Neat.
and like travel times in there.
Yeah, crest with a ship emblem. Good done.
And if you open up the inhabitants, you'll see Speaker Narath Maxil Dinar is the town speaker, who anyone who's from this town would very well know.
Yeah. Locke.
When you get to your apothecary shop, you see your shipment, and Marbles, Sans the dogs, just like sitting by the front door, just like sitting on the box, just like kicking his heels.
So yeah, Marbles, when you go back to Trollia's, you come in with just the dogs, no sled. And Trollia is there in the morning. Oh, Marbles. Everything go well?
No, not really.
Oh. Sorry to hear that.
Stupid blizzard.
Yeah, I heard about that one last night. It was pretty nasty. I see you lost the sled, but no worries. It's all right. The important thing is that you're okay, right? And the dogs are okay?
Yes. Donner, Blitzen, Rudolph, and Arnold are back in the pen.
Good. Sleds can be remade. Don't worry about that.
It's just the one runner. If we go back after the thaw, if it thaws, we can get it and fix it.
We'll be concerned about that if the time comes. For now, seems you had a pretty rough day. Why don't you go ahead and take the day off? It's a pretty slow day after the blizzard. The roads are being cleared and everything, so we don't have a whole lot of runs to do at the moment.
Okay. And then he just like undoes his his soup pot, and then like opens up the lid and pulls Locke's package out of his soup pot, and then puts the lid back on, and then just carries it out.
She just gives Tralia just gives you a warm smile before you go, as she goes back to making logs and books and schedules and stuff. But yeah, so Locke, you and Oliver arrive back at Sunstone, where you see Marbles sitting there.
Oliver sees him, kind of stretches out his neck, and gives him a big wave. Marbles! Salutations!
He just kind of like looks at Locke with like the raised eyebrow of the what the heck. Hi?
Hello. You recall me, right? We spent the evening in the dome. Like, hand into his wing again. Or head into his wing again.
He's new in the city. He's new in the town. So in exchange for helping me unload the crates here, I am going to familiarize him with the town.
Oh. I think like whispers, what does salutations mean?
So it is a really fancy way of saying hello.
Oh.
I
Okay.
I love that Oliver is trying so hard to be fancy and use things outside of his scope, and Marbles just is like, I don't know what the fuck that means. What the fuck are you talking about? Marbles is very confident in who he is, and I love that.
Yeah. To be fair, Common is his fourth language. he's barely fluent.
Where do we figure out where the languages are in our character sheets?
It's in your proficiencies.
Yeah.
I don't see the proficiencies. Oh, there they are.
You have no proficiencies.
I'm a fraud!
You do speak a lot of languages, Oliver.
Yeah, as it turns out, I do. But
Guys, Marbles has 5.
I have 5 as well, actually.
I only have 3.
But it really only counts as 2.5 because he only learned half of all 5 of those.
Oh my god, it's like No Man's Sky when you don't know what they're saying like half the time.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like if it's more than 2 syllables, he's like that's gibberish. That's clearly a magic word. It's casting a spell.
I love that. But yeah. But no. Our compatriot, Locke, as he said, showing me around. Same for you. If there's anything that I can assist with my eyes. My big pants eyes.
But yeah, Locke, you have a bit of a shipment here, which a couple of your lower employees kind of just are starting to help out, unload and stuff.
I'm just kind of looking nonplussed as I've been gone for a couple days and it's there. I'm just like, come on, this shouldn't be just left out here.
Night shift should have done their shit. This is not a morning shift job.
Thank you, thank you, thank you, thank you.
As they see you coming, they definitely start picking up pace. Like, oh shit, boss is coming.
and Locke just sighs and starts hauling stuff in as well.
But I mean, your shop is intact. They did their job. The one you had running the business as you were gone did their job.
I will.
And one of them just kind of said, kind of a slow couple days while you were gone, but
Slow as
shop's in shape.
So it's good. That means no injuries. You guys made sure to meet the evening tie-in at the
Yes.
docks. Okay,
Yes.
good. This is Big Pants. Do you prefer Big Pants?
You can call me Big Pants. Johnny Big Pants.
This here is Johnny Big Pants. He is new in town. Um, as in exchange for a little help on my end, he is willing to put in a little bit of work putting away the shipment. So feel free to show him around. I will be back in about 5 minutes.
They nod at you, and yeah, they'll Oliver. They show you around the shop. It's a nice shop. You notice a lot of just alchemy supplies, medical supplies.
Do I notice any vials containing the same frozen stuff that Locke tried to drink earlier?
Out up front.
Out up front?
Not up front. I'm
Not up
going
front, okay.
into the back.
Yeah. Like Oliver just looks for connections.
Oh yeah, no, it's good.
So like,
I'm being honest.
no, thank you. Yeah, I feel like I kind of know what you were doing, but Oliver wouldn't.
Yeah.
So he's just like, a new mystery.
Looking around, there is notice on the front desk of treatment prices, and listed under each one is in no uncertain terms a vial of blood.
Like, pulls out his dialogue. It's just like, possible canine with addiction to blood. So close, but not quite. But yeah, no, and like Oliver will absolutely try his best to help out around the shop and ingratiate himself to all of the employees.
Yeah, they're mostly quiet, but they help out. What kind of employees do you have? You have 2 employees, Locke.
Yeah.
Oh, he's interrogating them the entire time. So is Locke a good boss? How long have you known him?
Are you a good boss?
Locke has taken pains to treat those who have decided to work with him well, and he has disclosed everything about his condition to them, and those who have stayed are being very well taken care of.
Do they disclose your condition to Oliver?
It's if you ask that it's not uncommon knowledge in the town.
I think
it's one of those things that he doesn't make a nuisance of himself about it, and
Right.
he does the work he does is good, so people are like, hey, we'll work with it.
Right. Yeah, I think Oliver would ask them. Oliver thinks he's being very clever by like asking veiled questions, which may or may not actually be veiled at all. But like, if they wouldn't offer up the information freely and readily, then Oliver wouldn't ask because he thinks, again, everything is the next greatest mystery.
And they have glowing things to say about Locke as a boss.
All right. I am adding an extra star to the reputation to Locke Lamora.
When you do ask about kind of if you do end up prying about his condition, they don't really say much about it because I feel like his employees are more like, that's not our business to say, that is his business to say,
Right.
especially to someone who is new into town.
Yeah. I think the most that he would say is just like, wonderful. How does this town feel about canines? And like he looks very knowingly, as if he has like said something very subtle.
I mean, well, they quite a bit of the town's income does come from Tralia's and her transport service, so they like canines around here. They're good sled dogs.
And the audience would see Oliver write into his journal, Loch Lamora, vital to the financial infrastructure of Tagora.
I don't know if I'm that important.
Then just feel say everyone has their place here in Targos. It's a functioning town. It's a functioning town because of its people. Everyone has their position. Everyone has their job.
With this, Oliver like actually kind of squints at him, but doesn't say anything. Like Oliver like suddenly gets very uncomfortable.
As it is with every town in the 10 towns, people who come here typically come here with no other option, no other choice. They come here to escape things or try to start a new life that they weren't particularly welcome in the rest of Faerun. They come here hoping to just survive. So everyone in every town serves a purpose.
And Locke's striding out of the back room at this point. With a lot more color to him than previously in his skin. And those who don't end up being left out in the wastes as a liability. Everybody pulls their weight.
Yeah. Wait.
And he kind of starts saying it's like that is figurative. They do their portion of the work for the town.
Just looks up. Yeah, I understood what you meant.
My apologies.
Darkwing Duck.
Now,
Marbles pipes in with, "I pull other people's weight." At the sleds.
Oliver like touches his feathery hand to his beak, and he goes, "Sled dogs."
Yeah.
one could argue his position is more important than mine in this town, as a lot of his work keeps this town running.
True. He does have 4 times as many canines as you. Writes into his journal, marbles 4 times more vital. 4 times. So, I'm actually writing this down. That's 4 dogs. Yeah, but no, I would be happy to just help around the shop. Until other people like have scenes and we end up going back to Danica.
Yeah, and mostly they just have you helping stock the shelves, take some inventory and everything. Pretty easy, just easy work.
Yeah, and Oliver will listen out for any bits of information that he hears, and maybe snoops a little bit too much, but.
Locke will turn to one of his assistants and start naming off chemicals, reagents, different things, and will lay out the half apron that was attached to his belt, and he's just starting to go through his stuff and restock and refresh.
How much do you train your employees here to like know your job?
I would expect my people to know where things are, their basic their primary functions, and enough to do like basic first aid, EMT type stuff. Locke is a lot more specialized, but he knows that he has to go out every now and then, so he wants them to be able to at least stabilize people until he gets back.
Okay, yeah. And both of your people are very eager to learn. Oh yeah, you guys spend the rest of your time just kind of doing that in the Sunstone Apothecary. Back to Row. You enter your tiny shop of Tim's trinkets. It's exactly as you left it, still just a shop crammed full of just odds and ends and
Mm-hmm.
useless trinkets.
Useless.
What most people would consider useless.
He just walks in and he's like, "Ah, we're home." He takes his hat off. He puts on his night clothes and he goes to sleep.
You hear a couple knocks at your door.
He ignores them. "We're closed. Come back in the morning."
Most of them go away, but there's one in particular as you hear a knock at the door. As the knock at the door, you hear a man's voice from the other side. Yes, I would really like to see your trinkets. If you can let me in, I promise I am a patron with gold.
So he gets up and gets dressed and everything, and he goes to the door. "What?"
You open the door, you see a bald man with kind of like a beard, with a kind of a graying beard, out there dressed in some has the fur cloak up and everything, but underneath it you could see some kind of fancier robes. Yes, is this Tim's trinkets?
"Yes."
I'm interested in a few of your trinkets that I have heard you have in stock.
"What? Like
Do you mind
what?
if I come in?
Name them."
A few odds and ends that interest me from an academic standpoint.
And he's like squinting his eyes and looking. "Name them."
Make a perception check. Yeah, good enough. As you see him kind of adjusting his robe, adjusting his fur cloak and everything in the cold, you see him adjust just enough that you see the robes that he has underneath are kind of lower cut, and you see portion of his chest, and on his chest you do see a tattoo of the Arcane Brotherhood. Which, if you remember,
I remember.
Okay.
"I don't have what you need. Check down the street."
Are you sure?
"Mm-hmm. I just have trinkets here. Nothing special."
Very well. I am sorry to bother you. You have
And
a
he-
good day.
Yeah. And he closes the door.
And if you kind of peek out of like a side curtain or something, you see the man stand there for a second. You can't get a good look at him with a fur cloak over, with a fur hood over his head, but he stands there for a second and eventually does head off.
BTFO, old man.
But the rest of your day, if you're not doing anything or accepting customers, you get a couple knocks at your door here and there. But once you say we're closed, you just see them casually just head off. But that is your day there, unless you want to do anything else.
I mean, I'm not.
Okay. Unless anyone wants to do anything, we'll go ahead and fast forward to the evening when Danica said to meet for all of you to meet her at the Three Flags sailing?
I'll at least take a moment. Since we've gotten back to actually clean up, and my hair is now in a French braid, and there is a sunstone in the tie at the base of it.
Okay. And I take it you take Oliver around to show him the town.
Absolutely. It's like if Oliver goes off track for any reason, Locke follows right behind with just kind of amused grin on his face.
Oh yeah, you see Oliver like at several points if something catches his eye, he will like back up against the wall and like long stretched neck to see like what are we wandering across? What is this mystery? There's a whole lot of that as he like occasionally he will he'll like puff up his chest and like pester a couple villages, just like very not what's the word that I'm looking for. He is attempting to be like threatening to like understand like you better give me the answers sort of stuff, but it's not threatening at all.
You as you walk around, Oliver, you notice that Targos is not exactly the friendliest of towns. They're not outright rude or anything. They're not exactly interested in new people or making new friends or anything like that. They're very anything you ask them is very matter of fact. The most people you see is across the docks area, and you see all manner of races and people here. Like this is just the 10 towns are a melting pot of everything.
Yeah.
Races that you would expect not to see living amongst the common folk in other towns of Faerun. You see kobolds, you see a couple goblins, you see everything in town, and no one matters. No one pays them any attention. They're just townsfolk.
Yeah, and that, I mean, honestly, that checks for Oliver. Like, because again, when it's not just a matter of living, it's a matter of surviving. You band together. Yeah, Oliver would be familiar with that. But, so I am with Locke right now, right? Just no one else?
Unless Marbles came with you.
Marbles?
Sure.
Yeah.
Yeah.
The one thing in this town of major note, other than like the towns that you see marked on the map, right in front of the town hall, right in front of the front doors, you see a site that, to Locke and Marbles, you're very familiar with. And it is the sacrificial point, as Targos is a human sacrifice. Excuse me, a human sacrifice town.
Yeah.
And what it is just a post that is in the middle of town, that when the new moon rises, they pick someone from the lottery, they tie them to the post naked, and leave them to the winter elements.
So it's true.
You don't even have to make a roll. Every time he passes by that, there's a look of utter disgust and contempt from Locke.
Yeah, I think you and same thing with Oliver. No role required. Like Oliver, like a lot of his motions have been like very kind of like comedic to the outward eye. Like Oliver genuinely believes that he's like the coolest shit ever, but like Oliver like actually like gets really settled down at this point. He's like, so it's true. What I've heard.
Not something that I am proud of, but I escaped the lottery, but because I am a person of medicine, and they can't afford to get rid of me.
And no one says anything.
I have said things every single time, but the traditions here are strong, and I have only been here for 4 or 5 years.
I see. Johnny Big Pants, born outside of these walls. Only a temporary passer within them. Warmth, I could understand, is a sacrifice. But actual life, it's not right.
And as you all pass the town hall, you do see sitting out front, you see this man, who you would all know as the speaker, Nerith.
I would not.
You would not know who that is, but Locke, you definitely do. And so do you, Marbles. And that will be in your journal now. And sitting and always right beside him, like every single time you see him, you see this man who is Scath, who works kind of as Nirath's bodyguard. He is also the captain of the militia that they have here. Anytime you see Nirath, you see Scath not far behind.
I flash my fangs at him and grin.
At Nirath?
Yeah.
Nirath kind of just gives you a nod and... Good day, Master Locke.
Pleasant day to you all as well. Hopefully the roads have not been too bad after the blizzard. Marbles and I were unfortunately caught out in it, but thanks to our new friend Oliver here and Ro as well.
You would say Johnny Big Pants, but yeah.
Excuse me, yeah, sorry.
No, you're good. You're good.
Thanks to my friend Johnny Big Pants here and Ro as well, we were able to make it back safe and sound.
Oh.
They won't know Ro.
Oh, excuse me.
No, Tim.
Tim.
Yeah.
I'm sorry. People give names.
You're totally fine. Like,
I will correct myself. Thanks to Tim and Johnny, we were able to get back safely.
Nerith looks at you, Johnny Big Pants. He's like, "Oh, I'm not familiar with you, and I always thought myself I knew everyone in Targos."
Oliver considers this the most grievous wound he has ever had in his life. You haven't heard the Johnny Big Pants name.
Behind him, Locke just kind of shrugs at the mayor.
Nerith taps his head for a second. Ah, yes. Johnny Big Pants. My mistake.
Yeah, he gives off an air of extreme indignance, but also like forgives. It's like, I understand. Starstruck happens all the time.
You can roll a insight if you want on that.
I will not. He's like, nope. He accepts his truth.
Ah, yes. Well, welcome to Targos. You have a good guide here. Please make yourself feel at home.
And if you need any assistance from the Big Pants family, let me know. I am, after all, Darkwing Duck, a detective.
Ah, fascinating. Good to know. Well, we, everything in Targos is shipshape and wonderful, as always. But if we ever need a detective such as your caliber, I'm sure we will reach out to you.
Yeah, Oliver gives him a hard look for a minute, and then just bows his head and continues on his way.
And as you go on, he just looks another way. You could tell, like, forgot that conversation entirely, and goes back to his business that he is speaking with. Oh fuck! I just forgot his name. God damn it, Scaff.
Yeah.
Like, Marbles is gonna look like right at Locke, and then whisper, "His pants aren't even that big." Like wildly confused.
But is it not in the same vein as somebody who may have the last name of like Thunderhammer? If they have a hammer, I doubt it creates thunder when you swing it. It's just their last name.
I think like his eyes get wide. And he's like, people lie in their names.
Yeah. Can I make a perception to see if I would hear you?
Sure.
Yeah. And you can set the number. Like, you don't have to counter roll. I just want to know if I would know.
Oh yeah, yeah. Like maybe not like the first part of like his pants aren't even big, but like when he like out loud, when he's like, people lie in their names. Like he's offended.
Yeah. Yeah. And with that, Oliver turns around. It's like, somebody's lying. We should investigate.
And like Locke would know because like Marbles' real name is a draconic compound name that like describes Marbles as a person. Like the idea that you would lie in your name is just like, holy crap.
Yeah,
And he's just like, but that's your name is who you are. It just like it does not compute.
Somebody's lying? Who?
I kind of put my hands up between the both of them. I think it's something that is lost in translation with cultures. It is a some use their names more literally than others.
Names? You mean Big Pants?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. What is it that you want to know about the Big Pants family? And like he's like making several very fast head movements off to the side. Big Pants.
But they're not big. They're small pants.
Ah, observant. You are correct, Marbles. Big Pants is not a physical idealization. It's more of what we aim to be. It's a metaphor. You see, whenever crime is afoot, whenever there is mystery to be investigated, the person that has to figure that out, those are awfully big pants to fill. And so we have donned the name, in Darkwing Duck, Big Pants.
And then, like, in utter sincerity, Marbles is like, isn't metaphor the thing where you lie to make a point?
he's now alternating wings for Darkwing Duck.
Locke winces because he can't technically argue that description, but he knows it's not right. But he doesn't have. He can't really argue it.
I already feel bad for Locke. Locke is just like the straight man between two wiggles.
You won't feel bad for him when he gets to combat. No, you'll probably still feel bad for him when he gets to combat. He's an alchemist medic, not a fighter.
Yeah. So funny.
Do you speak Draconic by chance?
I do.
Yeah.
No,
Does Johnny Big Pants?
Are you asking him?
Oh, well, I am asking you out of character.
Out of character, yes, he does.
Okay. And so, like, he says, like, oh, my name is, and then, like, he rattles off, like, this in Draconic, this, like, long-ass, like, 18-syllable long name that means giant, strong, gray kobold. And that is his name.
Yeah. Like, Oliver rattles it back off in perfect Draconic back to you, says, a fine name. Like switching to common.
And it's all true.
Squints is like, we've yet to see. But you look as if you could fill the name, just as I attempt to fill my name. Big Pants, and so I will fill the Big Pants. I hate that I'm getting into character because like I'm actually wiggling my head side to side.
Nice.
That's how you do.
Yeah.
Like and Marbles doesn't argue with you, but he without even needing to roll, he definitely still looks confused. But he just kind of like shrugs and just like keeps walking.
Yeah. And just so I have it done for my notes, what is your name? It's like big, strong, gray kobold?
Kobold Great Miner.
Alright, big, strong, gray kobold, great miner. Got it.
Mm-hmm.
Got it. Yeah, no, and he seems to take that very seriously.
And for being a 4'8" kobold, he is definitely big and strong.
Fuck yes, you are. Oliver's looking up at you. Yeah, that's all I got.
All right. So the night goes on, and you all have the moment that you are supposed to meet Danica.
I don't like the way you say
And
supposed to.
if you guys choose to, I mean, it is again up to you.
Oh yeah.
I would head there.
Yeah, Oliver is invested.
Okay.
Ro is not there.
Ro does not go that.
He does not. He's not there. But instead of him being there, you hear squeaks.
All right. I'm moving you guys to a new map.
I will actually see it, find the squeaks, and I'll pick up the familiar and put her into one of the breast pockets on my vest.
You kind of when you put her in your pocket, you kind of see her like nudging, like pointing.
I'll look in that direction.
Well, it's like the door, like she's
Oh.
pointing towards the door.
I didn't get the walls made for this one, but it's there. But yeah, so you guys enter the Three Flags Sailing. I don't really have any good music for the town yet. I lost a lot of my music for the update.
You
No,
good?
you're good.
But yeah, the tavern itself is crowded, pretty crowded with fishermen and the like. But as you go in, you do see Danica sitting by the fire.
I'm actually going to move and sit down over here. Actually, the first thing I do, as if I'm being nudged to look at the door, I'll open it up and peer out.
She just keeps like nudging, like squeak, squeak, and then like nudging out, like looking.
We will head there momentarily, unless this is an emergency. But we need to know if there is anything going on here.
And you look at the mouse, and the mouse is looking at you, and you swear you think that it is giving you the no motion. But at the same time, it looks like it's crossing its arms, like it's very like stubborn.
One would think with a wizard that they wouldn't, or pardon me, I do not know that for sure, but a magic caster of Tim's renown would know that all knowledge is worth having. As I
And
move
you see
past-
like the shoulders kind of shrug.
what you know may save your life one day. And I'll go and sit down.
Yeah, as you do, Danica greets you all. Oh, good. You're all. Wait, where is the old man, the wizard?
You hear squeaking.
I point to my breast pocket.
Oh,
And you
right,
see,
right,
and
right.
at this point you see like squeaking, and you see like the paws like moving around, like like squeak, 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 and like pointing and like squeak and point, and that's all you see.
Right. All right.
I-
That's fine. That's fine.
I am no psychiatrist, but I would wonder if the old man has a bit of agoraphobia.
Very possible.
But who am I to say? What have you found?
Second. Actually, if you guys want to take a quick break, we've been playing for a bit.
I'm going to use the bathroom.
Yeah,
and
for sure.
get a glass of water. I'll be right back.
Good time for a break.